Welcome to the BidWiz Barbecue team. My name is Richard King, and what I'm going to do today is show you how to prep a pork shoulder. Some people call the shoulder, and some people call the butt. What I have here is I'm going to trim just a little bit of this fat off of here. Some people like to trim some of the fat. Some people like to leave it on. When you have a pork butt that has a lot of fat, I like to kind of trim some of that fat off of it. Most of the fat will render when you're smoking it. So what I'm doing now here is taking a lot of the thickness of the fat off. Now what I'm going to do now is go ahead and inject the pork butt. And what you can do is make your own marinade. What I've done here is made my own marinade here with oil, herbs, and garlic, and taking a little apple juice and mix that together. And what you want to do is fill up your injection needle here. And what you want to do, you want to find your spot here and get into the pork butt. You want to stick into the pork butt like this, inject. Don't pull the needle all the way out. Come back in and find another hole and do this and kind of turn it around. Find another hole, inject the pork butt. Now that pork butt when you inject the pork butt, it's going to increase the size of it. This is going to give you some moisture inside the meat. Also, it's going to help you flavor the meat. As you can see, I'm taking that needle, coming back in, not taking it all the way out, finding a new spot and injecting that pork butt. And I'm going to do this pretty much all over the pork butt. And as you see, pork butt is swelling. It's going to absorb all that goodness that I'm putting into. This is very important when you're looking to get a juicy pulled pork here. You want to get all sides, inject it in the middle, inject it in the side of it. So you can kind of see as you look here, see how that's swelling. That pork butt is swelling right through there. And trying to get it close to the bone. And try to give it as much as it can hold. Sometimes you stick it in there, you feel that bone there. Just kind of pull back off the bone and inject it. You also can turn it off to the side like that. Find your space and give it more. Turn on this way here, find that space right through here, and give it some juice. So far, this is probably about 2 cups of marinade I had prepared. As you see, it's going down. The next step I'm going to do is after I inject this pork butt, I'm going to go ahead and use mustard. As you can see, this pork butt is going to be really juicy when I get through with it. You put as much as the butt can hold. It will kind of talk to you when it's finished injecting it, because it won't hold anymore. You just keep injecting. The more the better. You're looking for flavor. Thick cuts of meat like this takes, to get that meat, that flavor down in the center, you need to get flavor by injecting flavor. And that's exactly what I'm doing here, is just making sure that my end product is going to be really, really good. Now, since I have injected the pork butt, what I'm going to do is use mustard. This mustard would act like a paste. So what you want to do is take this mustard and rub this mustard all over it. Like I say, you don't have to worry about it taking on a mustard flavor. Basically use this as a paste. The mustard will not have any flavor add any flavor, mustard flavor, to your pork butt. Turn it over. You're going to get this mustard and all in nicks and crannies that you can. Get that, lift some of that up. Get that up under those flaps. Rub that in there. Any place that you can see where mustard can go, this is where your spices is going to adhere once you use the spices. As you can see, I've got this pretty much covered. Sometimes what I like to do is to score the top where the fat is. That way I can get mustard down in there. Add a little bit more mustard in these spots here. Now I got my mustard, this pork butt pretty much covered with mustard. Now what you're going to do is take some of your favorite rub. And you're going to take about a half a cup of rub. You're going to start to put your rub on the pork butt here. You want to make sure you get the sides and get all those cracks that we put mustard in and get those filled up. And get that rub all down into that pork butt. Pork shoulder is going to takes a lot of rub, so don't worry about your rub being too salty or whatever. Pork takes a lot of salt, and what I'm doing here is making sure I get this pork butt evenly coated. Put some on this side here, and those cracks again. Don't leave out any of the cracks. That's where your flavor is going to get into that pork butt. Just constantly go over spots that you've missed and rub that into like that with that mustard. Slide here, get it into those cracks again. And make sure you just rub that into that. You can get that flavor all down into that pork shoulder. Now what I've done here, just completed rubbing that pork butt all over, and now what I'm going to do here is time for me to put this on the smoker. What I'm going to do, I'm putting this fat down first, right into my smoker.